Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm Rob Richards, and in today's video, I'll be taking a deep dive into looking at the Workbench Functional Trainer Deluxe. We'll be taking a look at what comes standard with the Workbench Functional Trainer Deluxe, some of the optional extras that you can get for this, as well as a range of different exercises. Let's start with an overview of the Functional Trainer Deluxe, starting with this. This is a brand new MultiGrip Pull Up Bar. Compared to previous models which had a single handle coming out, you have many more options for pull-ups, chin-ups, hanging knee lifts, and such, which we'll take a closer look at later on in the video. The next thing is, as with our previous model, 2 independent cable pulleys, offering 17 different positions to lock our handles in, and this works with a 2-to-1 ratio on both sides. Now over here, you'll see the new stainless steel angled weight horns. This comes standard just with the weight horns, so you can add up to 300 pounds using Olympic plates on each side, giving you a total capacity of 600. And we also offer the 1-inch horn adapter. So if you only have the smaller standard weight plates, you can adapt the horns and use your own plates instead of having to convert and add Olympic plates. You'll notice on this particular machine, we've got the weight stacks, selectorized weight stacks included. Now these are optional extras for both of them, but they add up to 200 pounds of weights that you can select with the pin, giving you a total of 500 pounds on each side. That's a max capacity of 1,000 pounds total. Now let's take a look at some of the attachments that come standard with the Workbench Functional Trainer Deluxe, starting with this, our long bar. Now this has 2 eyelets on each end, allowing you to connect it to both of the cable pulleys. This is great for things like a standard chest press, rows, arm curls, tricep press downs. Again, many more of these exercise variations I'll show you later in the video. You can also perform some really great abdominal exercises by connecting it just to one and then working it with only 1 cable pulley attached. You'll also get 2 of these handles, which can be doubled up and used as a short handle or connected to the long length, giving you an extra length for things like cable flies and bringing a bench in, performing chest flies as well. You receive an ankle strap, allowing you to do such exercises as donkey kicks, glute kicks, or working your inner and outer thighs. And then finally, an extension chain with our short bar. This is great for exercises such as tricep press downs, arm curls, as well as being able to disconnect this and using a whole range of different aftermarket attachments such as V-bar, ropes, single handles, and all of that. The height of this machine is 86.3 inches. And you'll see later on in the video when we're performing many of these exercises, the height range that you can really maximize the use of this pull-up bar. It's a little bit higher than our previous model, giving you a little bit more limb length, allowing for exercises such as a hanging knee lift, which at 5'10" gives me nearly a full length in my body, certainly if I angle my legs a little bit more forwards. Now let's take a look at a number of exercises that you can perform on the Functional Trainer Deluxe. And as always, you'll find all the information and links in the video description below, including the optional 190-pound weight stacks, as well as videos on how to really assemble the Functional Trainer Deluxe. Let's begin with the new MultiGrip Pull Up Bar. Now, this has at least 6 different handle positions, allowing variation with the likes of pull-ups, chin-ups, close grip pull-ups, and hanging knee lifts. Let me demonstrate. We have our wide grip here, a neutral grip, a close grip, which I like to do underhand pull-ups. We have our neutral palm facing grip here, a diagonal handle here, and then our wide neutral position, allowing for a great variation in pull-ups. You can also get a great hanging knee lift on here to really work the lower abdominal regions. Recently, I had a friend who asked, can you do muscle ups on the MultiGrip Pull Up Bar? Well, let's find out. Now let's take a look at some of the exercises that you can perform with the long bar and the different setups on the cable pulleys. To start with, you unscrew and pull out to be able to adjust the cable pulleys to any number of these 17 different lock positions. Now, one of my favorite exercises to perform on the Functional Trainer Deluxe is simply a cable chest press, like this. Now, one of the benefits of performing it with the bar, as opposed to the cable handles, which I'll show you next, is we're pushing with both arms, and even though we're moving the weight stack on each cable pulley separately, we still have to balance that bar. Otherwise, you're going to find a stronger side. Your more dominant side is going to lead the way. So these kind of exercises are great for really working on balance and symmetry when doing these exercises. So tons of different variations with that push press. Of course, we can change it down, perform a number of rows, both standing and seated, to work our lats in a variety of different ways. You can also adjust the cable pulleys with the bar on, allowing for a quick change of exercises. So we'll drop that down. Lock it in. This makes for a great standing bar curl. And again, once we've got that locked into place, all sorts of exercise variations, upright row, work some forearms in there as well. Can even perform the likes of squats, using the bar as a squat bar. And even lunges. Step over, go into a variety of underhand or overgrip rows. And if we unclip one side of the bar and raise this up about halfway, I call this the warrior wood chop. It's a great core abdominal exercise, working the obliques. Step away. Now, another option that you can include within the Workbench Functional Trainer Deluxe is the bench, either the FID utility bench or the streamline bench. And this opens up a new wave of exercises that are possible, one of which being a seated cable bar press. And to get into it, a couple of ways. One, you can have the bar already attached, sit up underneath it and lift it over, allowing you to perform a number of bench-related exercises. Or you can simply unhook it on one side, allowing you easy access in and out of the bench. Now, in addition to using the bar, you can also perform a number of handle-related exercises, including a bench chest press, working on various levels of flat to incline and even decline with the utility bench, as well as some great bicep exercises. Now let's take a look at the ankle strap that comes with the Functional Trainer Deluxe and how we can work this into our exercises. Lock it into the clip. First one, I'll show you for the abductors and adductors. First off, the abductor, the outside of our thigh. And then to work the adductor on the inner, I can simply turn around or step out, allowing my leg to cross my body like that. Now, for a great hamstring and glute variant, I can simply position the ankle strap around the ball of my foot and either in an all-four position like a cat or stood up supporting on the uprights like this, kick that leg behind me. Now there's one more exercise that I want to show with you that is great for using the ankle strap, and that's working the muscle or the sheath of muscle in front of our shin bone. This is called the tibialis anterior. It's really essential for many sports where we're on our feet moving around, but also just for general health and an aesthetic purpose as well. So ankle strap goes around the laces of the foot. With your leg fully stretched, you've got a little bit of resistance on the cable there. And then all we do, keeping our ankle into the floor, is focus on moving our toes towards the cable pulley and pulling it back, which is directly working the muscle here, that tibialis anterior. Now I'm going to clip our handle onto the cable pulley in its lowest setting and show a few exercise variations that we can do with this setup, starting with a single arm row. From here, we can go into a great concentration curl variant. And with this, I like to pass the cable under my leg, support the elbow against my knee, making this a really great isolated exercise for the bicep. Another exercise variation that we can do, a really great single arm lateral raise. And for these, I like to be a little bit kind of leaning in, holding on for support, keeping all of the effort now focused on that middle deltoid head. With the cable pulley still in the lowest setting, it also opens up exercises such as a single arm cable curl, as well as allowing us to change from the handle using our extension chain and short bar. For a range of short bar exercises, starting with our bar curl. Variation of overhand and underhand rows. Sometimes I like to use an underhand grip, keep my elbow spread a little wider, allowing me to work more of the inner region of my back. Another great variation of this exercise for the shoulders is kind of a military press using a forward-facing grip. can also step over, perform some front shoulder raises for the front anterior deltoid. Now that I've got the handle attached to the cable pulley in the uppermost position, I want to show a number of exercises that can be performed with this setup, starting with a single arm high lat pull down. From here, we can go into a great tricep variant, starting with a single arm press down. As well as working in some underhand crossbody pull downs. Now, if I take the handle off and attach our extension chain and short bar, we'll take a look at a number of other tricep related exercises that we can perform, starting with our standard press down. Easily switch that up to an underhand, keeping our arms extended out a little more. And then from here, a great overhead extension. One exercise that I recently saw my friend performing using a barbell and plates as a hip glute razor got me thinking, can we replicate this on the Functional Trainer Deluxe? The answer, in short, yes, and it looks like this. Cable pulleys at the bottom, we've got our long bar attached. I'm using a bench as support. If I pull the bar up over my hips, use the bench to support my mid-back, and my hands on the bar, I can dip down, and as I drive my hips up, working the glutes and the hamstrings to really focus on that muscular contraction, I can drive the weight up. Therefore, mimicking that exact same movement, allowing us to work on the hips, glutes, as well as our core stabilizer muscles. If you start to increase the weight and feel the pressure on the bar push down a little bit too much on the hips, you can simply use a towel to wrap around or get one of the bar squats that we typically have on the barbells when performing such exercises to act as a bit of a cushion. One of my favorite abdominal-based exercises to do on the Functional Trainer are these high cable pull downs using the extension chain and the short bar. This way we're mimicking the natural movement of a crunch, bringing our shoulders closer towards our hips, simply holding on with fixed arms to the bar. And if we remove the bar and extension chain, we open this up for a great exercise to work our obliques in some side lateral crunches like this. For this one, I'm simply keeping my arm at a fixed angle. And as I contract my abdominals, drive my elbow closer towards my hip. Now let's finish off and have a look at some dual handles working with both of our cable pulleys. So for this one, I'm going to adjust the right side, unscrew, pull, lift the pulley up, lock it into place. I'll attach both of our handles And for this one, I'm using the full length of the handle, locking them in. Again, just another point on weight. You can see here, I've got the selectorized weight stack, an additional weight stack for each side, giving me up to 200 pounds of additional resistance. And for this, I simply remove the yellow selector pin and lock it into place, depending on the amount of weight I want to lift. These work in conjunction with the plates, so we can use small increments, adding 2.5, 5 pound plates, all the way up to 45 and 55 pound Olympic plates on the bar. And as I mentioned, the functional trainer comes standard with the Olympic plates. No weight stacks included. However, both of these weight horns allow for 300 pounds weight on each side. So plenty of weight to start with. And if you want the additional extra selectorized weight stack to add on top of that as well, it just opens up for more options, more weight increments, and just a different feel on many of the exercises. So now that we've got both handles in, let's start with one of the more common exercises, a chest fly. Can mix it up and perform some real cable crossovers. And also lower the cable pulleys down to about chest height. For this one, I like to shorten the handle, so kind of double up with the eyelets on there, giving me a shorter length to the cable pulley. And the reason for that is so that when I step forwards on these chest flies, I've got a lot more resistance closer to me. I can get some great conventional chest flies where I'm keeping my arms fixed and just opening and closing the arms, really working the pecs in the inner region. Now, another great abdominal exercise that we can perform just with a single handle and pulley, what I like to refer to as wood chops. So we start with, in this case, the left hand, grasp my right hand over, keeping my stance and my hips fixed. What I'm doing then is rotating at the hips, allowing me to really work those oblique muscles, the stabilizer muscles as well. If we continue to drop the cable pulleys down, lock it into place. This time I'm going to open up the length of the handles again. We can do everything from bicep curls, to some shoulder presses, to some step lunge and press, to some single arm crossbody flies, great for the pecs and the shoulders. And an easy one to finish off on. Turn around and get some really great isolated dual rows in. So there we have it, just a small number of exercises possible that we can perform on the Workbench Functional Trainer, making use of, once again, the MultiGrip Pull Up Bar, our dual cable pulleys, combined max weight up to 1,000 pounds when we include the selectorized weight stack. We have the attachments, extension chain, short bar, long bar, ankle strap, and 2 handles. And as I mentioned, you'll find all the information in the video description below, everything about the product, where to order from, find out more from dealers around the US and in Europe, as well as see our assembly video to see how to put it together once it arrives. Once again, let me know more of some of the exercises that you might want to see, or some of your favorite exercises that can be performed on the functional trainer. Drop me a comment in the video below, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the Powertec channel, keep up to date on all of our latest machines, the athletes and the trainers that we invite in to bring more health and wellness and training tips to you. Thanks for watching, stay strong, we'll see you back here soon.